Hey everybody, it's Big Jimmy here again. Beautiful Sunday. I just went to the waterfront for one night. Talked to Uncle Carl, Uncle Steve. We're both there. And I just come up solo this time. Me and Ernie. I always bring Ernie, but Jen didn't feel like coming on this particular trip, so just come up myself, sat there in the deck, looked out at the water, the St. John River, and thought about stuff. And every once in a while, you get whether you're talking to nature, you're talking to yourself, you're talking to other people, you have every now and then you have a reckoning in your life, and this is one of mine. We're late August. I just mentioned that because 5 or 6 seconds ago on the left I saw my first tree starting to turn. Up here, all these trees, picture them red, yellow, and gold, and brown, rusty colored. It's a beautiful drive when the leaves turn in the fall. My favorite time of year, the autumn. Love the crispness of the night air. No mosquitoes. Beautiful colored trees. And it's just a lot of reasons. I just enjoy it. I'm not a heat person either, so summertime really is not my favorite. Wintertime is almost as good as summer for me. Spring, I like my seasons. I like different aspects of all the seasons, really. It's quite the thing, seeing all the colors would change. I like that. I think the most of the whole year. As far as fitness goes, all good. I'm, you all know about my injury. If you follow my vlog, my left bicep tendonitis. At least that's what I hope it is. And that it'll slowly, over the next week and a half, 2 weeks, correct itself. You feel in your shoulder, it's really bad. So I've been taking off weight training for pretty much 2 weeks. I'll be back at it full force so as soon as I can. It's addicting and I miss it. And cardio isn't the funnest thing in the world. I enjoy cardio, but not double cardio every single day you're there. It's making up for what I have. I've missed in the weight section. Grew up around these parts. All these trees I could mention. If they had names, I could mention them all by names. I climbed a lot of them over my 54 years. All these farms and stuff are all familiar to me. I'm gonna go home today, make myself a steak, and too bad. That's the only thing I missed today. It was my Sunday brunch. Jenny probably make me one when I got there, but it's not really nice of me to ask. What are you gonna do? She sent me a picture picture of hers, bacon, eggs, and toast. And I'm like, oh, that looks excellent. The new security cameras are working out great at the house. We're off the gym till tomorrow. We usually take the weekends off. I don't know what I'll do when I go home today. Lawn doesn't need done, and I got most of my chores already finished, so it just, I took the vacation days, and then for like almost every other weekend it's been raining. It's not good. I don't like. I just like driving through the country. It's a peaceful feeling. It's one of my favorites. That's the best part I like about sitting at the waterfront too. I'm just sitting there and I look at stuff. You wait for a piece of nature to come by as you're just sitting there zoned out, relaxing and de-stressing. You'll see a crow fly by, or a big log float downriver, crow fight. Eagles fighting crows, or an eagle flying. Every once in a while, a blue heron will come in and it'll sort of majestically come in and land and walk and fish the shore. That's great fun to watch too. A lot of the times the old memories come back. I'll be sitting there and memories of when I was a kid, and our brother and I were running around the place. My sister wasn't quite born yet, so that wasn't anything she really experienced as a kid, but as an adult she liked it a lot more. And there's a little town called Harvey coming up here. I'm just sort of blathering on until we get through that. And I lived there when I was a kid, and you want to talk about, I know we all think our little towns that we grew up in are just great, but this particular town is fantastic in the way that there's no drugs, there's just collar type workers. It's about 45, well, not 40, well, say 40. You could get to Fredericton in half an hour from Harvey, but you wouldn't want to. And just a small little town dotted on the outside by different villages and stuff. And it's nestled in between hills and mountains, and it's just high up, and the snow belts there. It's really wild. As far as New Brunswick goes, I think it's one of the places in New Brunswick that gets the most snow out of all of them. And I remember as a kid, wow. Of course, I was a lot shorter back then. The snowdrifts were just, wow, it was way over my head. Even now, they're probably in this town, they get so much snow compared to the rest of the place, province, that they, it's probably still 5-6 foot drifts for most of the winter. Town just gets blanketed. On the plus side, it's very, very pretty. Very pretty in the winter time. It's going to end up being another country drive. Holy moly, why is that video so long? Videos. But anyway, what else you get to do on a Sunday? Sit back, enjoy your coffee. I get a protein shake going myself. Yes, I'm one of those. I don't keep my protein up. Those little tears that you make in your muscles when you're at the gym don't fill in. You gotta have the protein to fill them in. Extra protein is just stuff you don't get from your diet. Stuff. And I eat a lot of protein. I eat a lot of red meat. I eat a lot of chicken and stuff. Fens Market coming up here on the left. Here we're just entering Harvey now. Fens Market on the left. It used to be an Irving gas station. Well, I guess it still is. Fens or Irving, but it was owned by a cousin of mine, Keith Moffat. Fens came along and bought a bunch of markets in and around the area. Big school on the right there. That was up on the hill. Was my elementary school. Just let you look at the little tiny town here. It's just fantastic place to live, fantastic place to grow up. You know, dotted with churches and Church Street right here on the left. And stuff. Well, ignore that. I don't know if it's still going, but yes, it is Sunday, so you get to expect people are in church, and there's not much going on in town this time of day, especially at noon, because a lot of the churches are in session. Or old WWE Smith Market, Black's Restaurant and Market up here on the left. Liquor store, of course. It's my favorite place to go in Harvey. Way up another hill we go. This is you could say, you know, I Tom Sawyered my way around this town growing up. Just everywhere. There's too many places for me to point out that you probably wouldn't see, because I got the dash cam going right now, and I can't really turn it. But little hospital on the left, if you saw that, just going up the hill there. It's just a fun little drive. Big Fiddle still on the right. Brown building. Award-winning flavored vodkas. Something's going on at the high school down there today. I wonder what that is. Basketball tournament or something. And we're coming out of the town proper. I'll leave you going for another 5-7 minutes here until we get right out. But they've got Lions Club, Kiwanis Club, Cub Scouts, Brownies, or whatever they're called nowadays. Guess you can't call them Brownies anymore. Stupid. And just a great little town to grow up in. All these hills, my grandfather's farm, aunts and uncles live here. There's a bunch of sliding hills galore in this place, and jeepers, I've got a little phlegmy in my throat today. Oh, excuse me, everybody. My allergies, and I never had them until a couple of years ago. The first 50 years of my life, I never had an allergy that speak of. In the last couple of years, pollen, woo! Pollen's really been giving it to me. Nuts. Nice little place here on the right. I love that place. There's crafts, bookstore on there, bakery, ice cream shop. United Church right ahead. I'm not really a believer anymore, especially. When I was a kid, went to the Presbyterian church. We were Presbys. And that's that one coming up right here on the right. Now they're in session for the day. Graveyard in the left, or not graveyard, I guess that's if there's a church on it, and tombstones around it, they call it a graveyard. If there's no church or building on it, it's called a cemetery. So the cemetery, my grandparents, a bunch of people in my family are there. You won't be able to see it, but this next left, Tweed side, is where you go to Tweed side. A very famous fiddler that I was, Don Messer is from out there. And he's a distant cousin of mine. Was, and he's long gone. Very famous. Played for the Queen. And played all over the place. Had his own show on radio. Oodles of television appearances and specials and records at the time. They called them LPs. Part of the Harvey place. We're in just outside, and I'm about to shut it off here. We're just outside of Harvey in a place called Manners Sutton, and I lived out here on the Arnold Little Road, who was related to me also. My mother's maiden name was Little. Right after this used to be Moffat's store. Now it's Home Hardware. And this right here, right after this gray house. Out there I lived, and my old childhood friends were out there, and my brother and I grew up there. So everybody, we're leaving Manners Sutton. We're going to head to the end of this particular one, and she's almost a 20-minute, or gosh, I'm sorry about that. Cole's Bottle Exchange on the right there, the big green bottle is. And we'll cut this one now. Just thought you might like to have a little zip through Harvey there. And as usual, my email is down below. Give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe if you like driving through these old one-horse towns. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you, fellas.